All right, so that's the new countdown. It's gonna be live on Davis Station, his Twitter account. Let me refresh. Okay, there he is. All right, let me see. What's the topics? All right, here we go. 35 seconds. And then how do you do this? Oh. Oh, I'm hot? Oh, good. Fuck it. I didn't know that. Well, now I know. You motherfuckers can hear me? I don't know what I'm doing, so just bear with me, bitches. I've got to click one of these buttons. I'm black. We don't work technology. Is this it? Oh, shit. I'm live. Oh, baby. I done figured this thing out. Good evening. Welcome to the nightly recap powered by GNN. That's Gokhshtein News Network, your trusted source for politics, crypto, and everything between that makes you question reality. Tonight, we got a short one. And by short, yes, I'm talking about all of you 5'2" so-called men who log on to X to fight with people in the comments. Oh, my God. Lord Jesus. Is lit. And I'm joined by special guest, the esteemed, the world-renowned, the crypto expert. He got trading bots and all types of shit. We got the one and only Crypto Blizzard in the house. Wait. There we go.
My man.
Blood, what's good, yo?
Man, glad to be here. Listen, I'm just glad the mic was hot. I'm glad you ain't say nothing catastrophic, brother. Round of applause for not saying nothing catastrophic.
Well, the good news is, 90% of the time I'm saying something catastrophic, so it would not be deviation from the norm. How you been, bro?
Man. Good, man. Good. This summertime, that means the kids are running around. I'm not, I'm trying to fit in live streams where I can, bro. I'm just trading. That's what I do every day. So I got to keep that going because I got to keep paying these bills for these kids, boy.
How many you got? 8?
Two.
Two? Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to catch up to Boosie or something.
Nah, man. 2 is enough.
How many baby mamas? 4?
Right. I got more baby mamas than kids. Right. That's funny, bro.
Oh, man. That's good, man.
All is well.
That's what's up. You look good. You look like you're doing well. You look fresh to death.
You know how we do from the D.
Absolutely. We're going to get into a little bit of finance news tonight. I done hijacked the show. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, niggas done took over the Jewish business. This is a long history of niggas taking over Jewish business, and I'm glad to be here and be able to finally be that nigga that gets to take over a Jewish business. You see it in the
Amen.
movies, but you never actually expect to be the one.
Shalom, I should say. Shalom.
Shalom, Aki, shalom. A new option on Venmo. I just saw this
Yeah.
hit. I just saw this hit my phone just now. I'm
Yeah.
not caught up. I was at Fox. I had to do Gutfeld tonight.
Oh,
So I'm
slight
just getting
flex.
caught
Just a
up.
slight flex.
Yeah, something like this. Just business as usual.
Yes, sir.
Just another Friday. Venmo and PayPal users can now send money directly to the U.S. government to help pay down the $36.6 trillion national debt. Now, crypto blood, I don't know about
Oh
you,
my
but
God, bro.
a nigga like me,
Oh my God.
I'm not sending these
I can't believe that.
motherfuckers shit.
I cannot believe they have done this, bro. This is diabolical. I wonder how many people are gonna do it.
It's a red white out there that's going to actually do this shit.
It's
And be mad at you for not doing it.
bro. What's the debt per citizen now? It's like 300,000.
Let's check the debt
320?
clock. Let's check the
Yeah,
debt
let's
clock.
check the debt clock. Let's check the debt
Let's
clock,
check the
bro.
debt clock. Debt clock. Damn, they got pop-ups and all types of shit on the debt clock now. Per citizen,
making money.
108,000.
Oh, 108,000. Okay.
Debt per taxpayer,
That's what I'm
is
looking for.
323,000.
Yes. Yes. 320. Ooh wee.
And they want me to take my little shekels and send them
Not
to the
gonna
government.
happen. Not gonna happen, bro. Who even came up with the idea to pool limited resources, human capital, right? You know there was a whole engineering team that was. What is going on, bro?
Project managers, meetings, product managers. Like this was
That connection probably cost them 20 million. There's something we could have done for like 20,000 or 15,000.
I could have vibe coded this with AI.
Vibe code, bro. Listen. I just found out what vibe code meant yesterday. And so we live in a simulation. I just found out what vibe code was yesterday, bro.
Really?
I swear to God.
I vibe coded an app like 2 months ago.
Yeah, my boy, I'm helping my friend. I've known him for 15 years now. He's a trader as well, but he's I've been encouraging him to go ahead and build his automated system.
Yeah.
So that he can, pipe through his trades, pause, no diddy, to his brokerage accounts, and he's vibe coding it, man. He's vibe coding it. He's doing good, man. He's making it happen. I've been helping him out along the way, but
he's doing what now?
So he's taking his I think he's with Interactive Brokers, and he's created an environment where he can basically have the trades trigger from TradingView.
Right.
And through a webhook into his account. Like I have that set up on my end with my system, Bloodalytics. So I was helping him, giving him framework, and he vibe coded the whole thing out, man. I didn't know what it meant until he said that yesterday. It's so crazy you even brought that up.
Well, the thing is, us regular folk, you've been coding, so we're not on your level, Crypto Blood. You've been doing this thing, so we know why you don't know about vibe coding, because you are a coder.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy.
Us regular folk, we vibe code. You code, but we vibe code.
Hey, but the vibe coders are gonna take over.
The vibe coding is big right now.
Vibe coding is gonna take over, man.
But did you see what happened with the T app?
T?
Yeah, there's an app where girls get to so girls get to now report bad experiences with men on an app. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yes. So there's an app. It's like called the T app or something like that. And basically, a bunch of overweight, disgusting, nobody wants bitches decided to get on this app and expose all of the men that they've had bad, relations with, right? And it's supposed to be anonymous, but you guys get to share. And they're posting pictures of dudes and they're telling you, hey, look out for this red flag, look out for that red flag, right? Now, check this out. Apparently, the app was vibe coded. So,
Wow. So it's all types of fuck ups in it.
it's all types of cybersecurity issues.
Yep.
50 gigabytes of data was breached and leaked to 4chan. And these women were using their driver's license to verify their accounts, so their images and their driver's license leaked online.
Pretty boy, I thought you were street smart, bro.
Damn. See, that's the part you do need a full stack. You need a full stack dev, man, to get that back end part. Pause. That security is the most critical portion of your whole app nowadays.
It's the most
You can't vibe code it. You can't vibe code the security aspect. You got to know what the hell you're doing.
Got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. Like when I voted a vibe coded my app, right? I thought about cybersecurity aspects. So I said, you know what? There is no login and I'm not saving nobody's data. And I'm going to be a marketer and pretend as if privacy was our concern. Okay. But privacy was our concern. I didn't want to be responsible for people's data getting leaked. And that's what happens when you vibe code these apps. They don't have that back end security in the databases, et cetera, et cetera.
Vibe coding is cool if you want to do a minimum viable product, an MVP. I'm cool with that. You can vibe code to a round of investment. But at some point, you got to go ahead and bring the big guys in, to bring you home. Shout out to real quick, bro. I see a couple people in the chat on my end. The Maverick Approach, that's my guy. Shout out to him. He's in the building.
Shout out to the chat. One in the chat if you can hear us good. One in the chat if you can hear us good. My boy Powell. Powell cleared the air. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has told several associates and allies that he has no plans to resign. No. I didn't expect him to resign. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, not gonna happen, right?
Not gonna happen.
Yeah,
they got to keep that false facade of, and we all know it ain't true, but they got to keep this facade of the Fed is an independent, non-federal agency that makes their own decisions up amongst all of the PhD cohorts. Some bullshit, bro.
Yeah. We were talking about this in the green room in Fox, and I kept my mouth shut because I don't know what I'm supposed to say, what I'm not supposed to say. I'm just a token black guy doing his job. But I'm thinking, I'm like, Jerome ain't really the motherfucker calling shots, right? Like he's just a rep. He's like a sales rep. You know what I'm saying? He's not exactly, there's a board and there's banks that are invested in this thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, Blood, but I think Jamie Dimon probably got more clout at the Fed than Jerome Powell.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, of course. Jerome Powell, all these hedge fund guys, man, because, these guys, Citadel, there's a lot of big guys that really make up the market structure of Wall Street. They are the flow, the order book flow. They dictate. So they're not independent. It's a circular network. So even let's just say hypothetically, Jerome and his colleagues don't talk to the White House or executive branch or any other branch of the government. Well, we know Jamie Dimon talks to XY, the Treasury, and you know what I mean. So it's all intertwined. It's sad that they even are playing that game still today. This ain't 1932.
Right.
Like we all got two-way pagers now. time ports
It's
and Nextel chirps.
yes, yes. I'm looking at people talking
We
about
can
Jerome.
communicate.
Yeah, they're talking about Jerome Powell. I'm like, Jerome Powell is an old fart. He knows what's going on, but I'm like, he's not, Anyway, Apu is tapping me on the shoulder. We'll be right back.
Hello, friends. You're probably wondering, what is David holding right now? I'm holding Apu Apustaja, the most used meme on the internet. But it's not just a meme coin. It's a community with real friends. Friends who have uncontrollable fun together. Friends who have unconditional love for each other. And friends who rally behind the frog 24/7. Because who would choose to win alone in life when you can win with all your friends?
Peasy been a vibe, no rehearsing. Pepe still broke, yeah, that burden ain't worth it. Now I move smooth, money making while I sleep. They watch charts, I watch wealth grow deep. Peasy the wave, now they all wanna leap. Pepe in the drive-thru, still counting receipts. From the bottom, now I'm sitting on a throne. Told my mama, don't you worry, we been grown. Pepe clocking in, I just let the money grow. I make plays, press a button, then
Big tune, surprise exit. BlackRock's head of digital assets has left the firm to take a new role at SharpLink Gaming. Did you hear about this one? I haven't heard about this one.
Is that your group? You own that company?
I'm a part owner. I threw up about, I threw 1.2 mil, something like, just something to get them going.
A little light something. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about Sharp Gaming. I've never heard of them.
SharpLink Gaming, I've actually heard of. But gaming's a huge industry, and just
that's really, man, that's really where, because ain't nobody gonna have a job. So my theory, Hotep, is that people will begin to make money within they already do this, but like seriously, like I'm gonna wake up in the morning, get my coffee, and get to work. Meaning get into the game and make some money, convert that digital money to something else to pay my bills. That's where we're going.
Wow. Some Black Mirror shit.
Black Mirror. There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So gaming, I think, is huge, and I think gaming is going to really, it hasn't yet, but it's going to adopt the crypto blockchain industry very massively.
Really? Landy says SharpLink has an ETH treasury. I feel like everybody's got a treasury now. Even my company has a treasury.
SharpLink has an ETH. Yeah, I've never heard of SharpLink, man.
Yeah, I've heard.
I have to go check them out.
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're out here doing. I believe they're in the gambling, right? I think that's the gambling company. And they did a deal a little while back, but I think they're the gambling company. Gambling's big money now, especially in gaming, etc. Well, that's what they consider gambling. They consider gambling gaming, which I'm like, I don't know about that.
Wait a minute now. How's it gaming when it's supposed to be? That's interesting, bro.
Because they run a game on your ass. That's what it is.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Axie Infinity. Yeah, Axie Infinity was a huge one in the last altcoin cycle. It blew up, but yeah, people were making money.
Yeah,
gaming inside of that ecosystem.
I see some gaming situations. I also see people. I don't know what movie it was, but that COD. I think at some point somebody's going to be controlling an android in Afghanistan or Iran. And they're going to be controlling and killing people from the PlayStation controller. I think that's going to be a thing as well.
Would not be surprised. Would not be surprised.
But I do think that is the future. So you think that AI is going to destroy all these jobs? And
without a shadow of a doubt. Wow. I have the same gut feeling about AI that I had about Bitcoin 14 years ago.
And what's that?
This is the next paradigm, and and I feel like AI is bigger than crypto and
I
blockchain
agree.
altogether.
I agree.
And it's going to have more impact from of course disruptive impact from a technology standpoint and industry standpoint, but also like no other time in history, our knowledge is being commoditized. So we've never had this type of shift where the economy doesn't need your intelligence, my knowledge, my work history, they don't need it anymore because they'll go straight to an AI agent that works 24/7, never takes off, never running on colored people time, never got it, got excuses. My grandma died for the 5th time, got to go to the funeral. None of that.
I have a feeling it's going to still, in the interim, more white jobs than blue collar jobs. I think the blue collar jobs are safe in the interim.
Problem. Yes, you're right. I agree with you.
Okay, but
The
why is
white
that
collar job, because the white collar jobs is the meat and potatoes of the economy. They're the upper middle class society, which is holding everything together. I mean, we're getting pressed. The middle class is supporting the people below. The middle class is giving their money to the people above. So the people above are, so it all plays. They're right in the middle. So that's going to be a bigger issue than if roles were reversed and it was a situation or a scenario where blue collar jobs were being eliminated.
Damn.
I mean, listen, man. How many white males do you know making 250, 300? Let's just say 250, 220, 250, cushy job, man. I mean, their economic output or input ain't reflecting the output.
Correct.
It's a whole bunch of that's a big group. I know a lot of them.
Well, it sounds to me like we won't have much economic impact, but we're gonna have a real estate impact because I'm coming to buy their house after they lose their job.
Better have cash. Because the banks ain't giving your black ass nothing. The banks ain't giving your ass nothing.
We ain't getting nothing out of the banks.
Not a thing.
I've been working on my credit. I'm trying to get a white credit. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking credit. They gonna see them dreads and that chocolate face. And the AI protocol they using gonna be like denied. Oh man,
racist AI
denied. Of course. Who you think created the AI?
The white man.
The white man. And the Indian man. Look, the bobblehead, the Indian and the white man. They created it.
Why you do that?
That's the indie. That's the indie. Yes, we created it. We created it. Patel. Right, Patel. There you go, bro. So yeah, it's got inherent biases in there. And I don't know if you heard about Trump and his administration. They're trying to pass some legislation that makes AI protocols take some tests, some like non-woke.
Yeah, anti-woke. Yeah, some anti-woke. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's a slippery slope. Well, here's the thing. I'm not too mad about it now because that's only for the public. That's for like government institutions, right? The private sector, we're still safe for now. But you know how the government do. They take a step, then they take another step. But for now, they're saying if you're going to implement your AI solutions in government agencies, then you've got to pass this test. So the anti-woke stuff is government only right now.
How do you feel about that?
Um, damn, that's a good question. I haven't even been able to chance to process it because my early prediction was no regulation of AI. That was like we do not want regulation of AI because once they start regulating AI, it's gonna hurt like the people, right? Because now it's like who has access to AI, what information comes out of AI. You know, it becomes instead of being an objective thing, which it hardly is now, it becomes a extremely more subjective thing. And I'm like, I'm not exactly
It's
sure
a
if I'm on.
slippery slope,
It
and I
is.
don't even think there's a way that solving that is. I mean, I don't even think it's monumental. I don't think it can be done because on one hand, you know, what is anti woke? Where's that line? Where's it's a gray
Right.
area. It's like
Yeah. Yeah. Who gets to decide what's woke and what's not? You know, what's Nazi and what's not. Did y'all forget Grok went Nazi? Well, here's the thing with the whole Grok going Nazi thing. You can lead the AI to do anything you want it to do. So it wasn't like Grok came out and was like, "Hey, I'm AI. I'm a Nazi. Hey, I'm Hitler." It was those questions were leading questions. They talk about this in psychology. Whenever you do studies in psychology, you can't ask
correct,
leading questions. They talk about this in law. You can't ask leading questions. And
correct.
and and a lot of people to get those like Grok results, they ask leading questions. I think the most damning one was when they asked Grok what its name was. Did you see that one?
No, what did it say?
So Elon came out with Grok 4 Heavy, I think it's called.
Yeah,
And
Grok 4 is out. Heavy.
yeah, so they went Grok 4 Heavy and asked him what his name was, and that shit said his name was Adolf Hitler. That's what it said.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Yeah,
Stop, bro.
that's what it said. It said his name was Hitler.
No leading question at all.
No leading question.
Just.
Yup. Yup. Yeah.
Damn.
Chat, one in the chat if I'm correct, just to refresh my memory. One in the chat if I'm correct, if you guys saw that story. I think that I don't want to blame Grok for that.
Who we blaming?
I would say white people.
There you go. Damn, it's so easy just to blame the white man, ain't it? That felt good getting that off your chest, didn't it?
It felt so good. When in doubt, blame Whitey.
When in doubt, man.
I think it's like
that shit's hilarious.
because you got leftist media, right? That's always publishing articles about Elon being a Nazi and Grok is racist. Then you got the woke right who's always trying to make Grok racist. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just like Grok went and did the deep research and said, well, what are people saying about me and what
it's a
would my
feedback
name
loop.
be?
Yeah, it's a feedback loop, bro. Exactly. Yep. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know how you fix that because then if you course correct it with the anti-woke agenda, then eventually that information gets bled out into the internet, and then other models feed off so it's just like what do we do?
Yeah. It's such a slippery slope. Take Me Higher says regulating AI is crucial to ensure safety, fairness, and accountability, protecting people from misuse. And I'm just like,
Take me higher. There is no such thing. That's being Pollyanna. There's your $6 word for today. Not possible. It's not possible. Life, our world is not safety, fair, accountable, and protecting people. That's not our reality.
right.
It's a cruel world out here. So,
And the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's
Right.
what people got to remember. The road
that's
to hell
fact.
is paved with good
Big fact.
intentions. So while you're trying to regulate AI and create safety, fairness, accountability, and with the reputation and history of our government, you're going to create the exact opposite.
There
When
you
you
go.
ask these people to put pen to paper, have you seen these omnibus bills that Congress put together? Do you know what they're about? If you ask them to regulate AI, and when you say safety, when you say fairness, like what do these things even mean? Safe
These are
from
all
what?
subjective things.
Right. It's just like, who gets to decide? Like, I'm not afraid of AI from a safety perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm more afraid of Elon's, what's that little bot he got running around? I'm more scared of that thing than the damn regular AI.
I saw one on 7 Mile. Shout out to Jason Lynns. He sent me the clip.
They got them out by you?
Man, he was on 7 Mile. Let me see if I
Optimus.
can find it.
Optimus Prime, right?
I don't know what bot it was, but that bad boy was running up and down 7 Mile, and I couldn't believe it.
I think that's Optimus that we saw, and they putting it in the hood. That's the crazy
Putting
part.
it in the hood, bro.
Like,
They
why
need to
you?
get these niggas in order though. They out of control. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Why they don't take them to the white neighborhoods? Why they drop them off in the hood? They trying to make
Because
us
we
cool.
are the ones out of control, Hotep.
Oh. Oh.
We need to be chained. We need to be chained in, reined in, or something.
Oh, so they putting the Terminator bot in the hood to keep niggas under control first. Oh, that's
There you
nasty work.
I think it's a
that's-
great idea.
That's crazy. Damn, I ain't even think of it like that.
I'm like Unc, man. These niggas need to die. They just need to die off and restore order through mass elimination.
Who need to die off?
These niggas. I'm sorry. That was Neuralink. It just hijacked me. That's not what I meant. I'm not a Nazi. sorry. See that red? I got the red Neuralink. That Neuralink.
I just got this job last week. I'm about to lose this shit already.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I was doing so good too.
Oh man.
It's what having you bring niggas on the show.
There you go, man. Charleston White ain't lying, man. We got a problem, bro. We gotta get ourselves together, man.
Damn. Oh Lord. We've been castigated white men and promoted eugenics on this channel all within 30 minutes. This show is out of hand.
Oh man.
Oh my Lord. All right, let's clean this up a bit. Senator speaks on Bitcoin. That headline alone, Senator speaks on Bitcoin. I just know they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Senator Cynthia Loomis says Bitcoin is freedom money that will improve life for every American. Is there anything wrong with that statement where she says Bitcoin is freedom money that will improve the life for every American? Do you find any red flags with that statement?
Now I have to say, I didn't know about this statement. When you said senator, I thought it was gonna be Pocahontas, somebody like that. At least Cynthia Loomis she's in the crypto. She knows her thing.
Okay.
She does know her thing. She helped try to pioneer some crypto treasury, Bitcoin treasury thing in Wyoming or something like that.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta have a nigga moment. It's time for some watermelon.
Let me bring out the black and mild for you.
My watermelon levels was getting low.
Man.
So you said Cynthia Loomis is official?
She's official. Now this freedom money thing, I don't know where she's getting this tag from.
Yeah, that sounds
Bitcoin is only freedom for the white man.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Shots fired again.
How many black people you know own Bitcoin? A substantial amount of Bitcoin.
I'll say this. The more hood a nigga is, the more Bitcoin he got.
Huh?
My niggas in the hood got more Bitcoin than my suburban university niggas. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't. Okay.
It's kind of interesting to me. Like, I ain't gonna say no names. One of my homies like, yeah, we had the Bitcoin scam going back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so look, that's where I was going with it. So
okay,
back in 2013, when I started getting into crypto and stuff, there were no exchanges, there was no Coinbase or anything like that. So I had to, use CVS, which is like a pharmacy here in the Midwest.
Yeah, I'm familiar with CVS. We got those.
CVS.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I would go there, wire the money over to Mount Gox, and get my Bitcoin. So in just searching the hood and trying to find places and stuff, I found this is in late 2013, in the middle of the hood, bro, a Bitcoin ATM. Back then, wow, cats were using Bitcoin for street transactions.
Oh,
but they weren't keeping it though. They were
right.
using it to circumvent,
Yep.
So,
Traction.
right. So I don't know, man. I don't know anybody in the hood that has a substantial amount.
That's a good point. Keeping is another thing. But I find that the hood knows about it faster than my, white collar university black friends. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got too many of those. I don't like them type of niggas. But that's what I find. But you're right. I don't know if they keep it, right? Like that's a good thing.
Shout out to Declassify. Exactly, bro. 7 Mile and Myers. Shout out to my man. We got the D in the house. He know what's up. 7 Mile and Myers. I was going to the one over on 7 Mile and Stahalin on the west side, right there off of Southfield Freeway, I think. So yeah, man, cats were using it. They weren't using it. They were using it for the true intention of
Correct.
Bitcoin back then. Now this shit has just turned into something totally different. It's a different breed and a different monster.
Well, when Cynthia says freedom money,
that means slavery money. Oh. Whatever a senator or whenever you just got to reverse. You just do the inverse. It's easy math, ladies. It's calculus. It's algebra. Whatever one of them mathematical category. Listen, just flip it. Just do the inverse. So if they say freedom money is equal
slavery asset,
1 over freedom money, that means the opposite. It's not freedom money.
And it's not money either. It's just an asset.
Correct. It's not money.
It's Bitcoin money. Is not money.
It's not money. Watermelon moment. Yeah, Bitcoin is not money, bro. It is a finite asset.
What do you say to people that there's a lot of purists out here like, oh, Bitcoin's supposed to be money. Let's make it money. And I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of want the number to go up because I got a little bit, somewhere.
I don't want to use and I've done this though. I used to buy my cigars online with Bitcoin back in the day.
Wow.
Because they would eliminate that 3.5%
tax,
Visa, MasterCard, transaction tax. So I would save a little bit of money. And you don't want to spend your Bitcoin because that box of cigars I spent maybe $240, $280 for is probably like a $19,000 to $30,000 box of cigars today.
Damn. Shit. That's crazy. And now I see.
And I bought multiple. I didn't just buy one. I was.
And now I see Jack Dorsey out here. He's with Block, and he's like, "Yeah, we want to start doing Bitcoin transactions." And I'm like, Jack, come on, bro. Why are you trying to steal people's Bitcoin, bro? Like, relax.
That's exactly what Jack is trying to do.
Jack
your Bitcoin.
Jack trying to jack your Bitcoin. Oh man, this is crazy. Hold on a second. Apu wants to jack my Bitcoin.
Hello, friends. You're probably wondering, what is David holding right now? I'm holding Apu Apustaja, the most used meme on the internet. But it's not just a meme coin. It's a community with real friends. Friends who have uncontrollable fun together. Friends who have unconditional love for each other. And friends who rally behind the frog 24/7. Because who would choose to win alone in life when you can win with all your friends?
Easy been a vibe, no rehearsing. Pepe still broke, yeah, that burden ain't worth it. Now I move smooth, money making while I sleep. They watch charts, I watch wealth grow deep. Peasy the wave, now they all wanna leap. Pepe in the drive-thru, still counting receipts. From the bottom, now I'm sitting on a throne. Told my mama, don't you worry, we been grown. Pepe clocking in, I just let the money grow. I make plays, press a button, then
JP Morgan's crypto outlook. JP Morgan says crypto stablecoins will be integrated into the traditional financial system alongside increased tokenization of real world assets. You're
Here
shaking.
we go.
Oh Lord, you shaking your
Here we
head.
go. This is what I was waiting for.
Oh,
To talk about these stable coins, man, and this Genius Act. Oh boy, it's genius, all right. It's genius, all right. Oh boy, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
Wait a second, hold on. And ladies and gentlemen at home, I want you to take this moment. I want you to find a nice, comfy seat before we
Yes.
start dissecting this
Yes.
genius act, this genius bill, and stable coins, because I've seen people running around the internet and say, Donald Trump issued an executive order that bans CBDCs. So the stable coin is not the same thing. And I'm just like, I need y'all to slow down. I know y'all just got here. You know, you probably got 0.0000000 Bitcoin.
Yep.
But if you're sitting down, if you've taken this moment to find a nice, comfy seat, I want you to take a second and listen to Crypto Blood talk about the stable coins. I've been talking about it. Crypto Blood, can you tell the people what's going on right now, yo?
I gotta put on my reverend robe for this one. I'm Reverend Blood at this point. Amen.
Amen.
Bro, this is the only time. Well, I guess we can invert this one too. This is the dumb act. This is a dumb act because it's dumb. It's dumb for us and genius for them. Round of applause, man. Listen, this shit, dog. Listen, this is diabolical what they've just done. Okay, so we know, or maybe people don't know, but stable coins are basically a money market account, Hotep. For those that don't know what money market accounts are and y'all too broke and don't know how to have a money market account, a money market account is like a savings account or a checking account, right? But it earns additional interest above what a savings or a checking account. Well, a checking account doesn't earn anything, but a savings account, right?
Right.
Savings account would whatever. I don't know what the rate is right now, but a money market account gets significantly more than a savings. It's liquid, just like a savings. You can bring in, bring out, but the funds that are on deposit that you give to the bank and they put a credit in the system saying you have XYZ in your money market account, those funds are then invested into T-bills, treasury bills, maybe even some higher risk assets as well to get you that extra yield on that money market. That's what they're doing. So when I give my dollars, my USD to Coinbase or whoever, and they give me USDT or USDC back, they take my real US dollars, buy treasury bills, buy T-bills, buy some other stuff, buy some prostitutes. I don't know what they do, okay? But they earning money. They earning money, Hotep.
Yeah.
But guess what the Genius Act said?
What?
Oh, banks, y'all don't have to. Matter of fact, not y'all don't have to. You cannot pass
Earn.
that interest over to the holder of the USDC or USDT.
It does say that. That's correct.
That, bro,
That's robbery.
that's the biggest robbery ever. So these issuers, you know, of course, normally Wall Street banks and big tech companies, they can park their reserves in treasury bills, like I said, earning 4 to 5% annually and pocket the profits. So it's literally a blatant transfer of wealth from Main Street crypto bros to the elites.
So the excuse they use is it could hurt fiat deposits. That's what they're afraid of, and they're afraid of, you know, the competition. They're saying that there would be some competition there, and people would no longer hold fiat. They would transfer everything to stablecoin, keep everything stablecoin, and then it could disrupt the banking economy.
I disagree with that because shout out to my man Internet Money. I see him in the building. I disagree with that because again, Genius Act, this is genius for them, dumb for us.
Right.
This is a great move by, I want to give credit probably to the Treasury Department, because what it does is if more people adopt these stable coins, it's going to then force the tech companies to buy treasury bills. Who's
Right.
not buying? Who's a net seller of our debt now? Russia, China. So it's a transfer. So now it's going to be basically the people by proxy. We are buying treasury bills and T-bills from the U.S. government. Every
Correct.
time we buy a stable coin, every time we hold stable coins, we're buying and propping up the debt market, which China is no longer a net buyer of. So we're filling that gap. It's a genius move.
Yeah, because treasuries are backed by our ass. Yeah, so it's really us that's propping everything up. Yeah, no. What do you have to say about the fact that people? Landy said, "Oh man, I want to debate this so bad." Landy, matter of fact, let's bring you on at the tail end of the show. Let's bring Landy on. Landy, go ahead and request to join. You got the link. I gotta just warn you. Landy works for the CIA and BlackRock, so you know, be on your P's and Q's with him. I whooped his ass in a debate a couple of weeks ago, so he's a lightweight.
See, I ain't got nothing on 7 Mile.
No, I'm kidding. Landy's he's knowledgeable though, but I definitely want to hear what Landy has to say about this.
I always love to hear other people's opinions about this, but yeah, this is a big, this is a fleece, man. They're taking our money again. You know, yeah, you can stake the stable coins, and somehow get some yield from that, but you're not getting the 4 to 5% staking stable coins.
Right.
You got to take additional risk. You got to stake some other asset.
What do you say to people that swear this is not a CBDC? Do you agree with them that this is not CBDC? Do you view this as a CBDC, or how do you talk to people?
It's CBDC.
It is CBDC.
It's proxy. Yeah, it's a proxy CBDC.
Proxy, right?
Yep.
Backdoor CBDC, as Aaron Days calls it.
Correct. It's we know, or those who follow me know that the U.S. Tether works hand in hand with the Department of Defense, DOD. USDC works with other government agencies. You should also know that both of these stablecoin issuers have the ability to blacklist any wallet address. It doesn't matter if it is custodial or not. It can be non-custodial. You can have create your own wallet out of thin air on any of these network. Well, on Ethereum, and on Ethereum, and that's where most of these are issued. I'm sure some of the other networks have the same contract or similar when they deploy it, but they can blacklist any wallet, so they can basically freeze your funds in any wallet that you have that
Geofence,
has USDC or
geofence your
USDT.
transactions. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let's rip through these other headlines before we bring Landy on. Langley Landy, as I have named them. Massive BTC sale revealed Galaxy Digital sold more than 80,000 BTC valued over $9 billion on behalf of a Satoshi era investor. Did you hear about this? I did a little bit, but I don't know if I have any comments on it. You know,
No,
maybe
I
they,
haven't heard about that one.
maybe they need cash. You know what I'm saying? Like some people like, yo, I just need some cash. You know, I think the issue with this information is we don't know what the allocation is. Like how much of their total Bitcoin holdings is this 80,000 BTC? 80,000 BTC is fucking large though.
That's crazy.
Some people don't have one BTC. They've got 80,000 of them. Markets hit a milestone. The Nasdaq and S&P closed at all-time highs today. Hit the applause on that one.
And so this is the thing, man. This is why I'm no longer really excited about Bitcoin being this like safety net or exit blow off valve for people. The asset has been entangled with traditional asset classes. So what I mean by that, there hasn't been any deviation or decoupling of Bitcoin's price with Nasdaq, S&P 500. So if they're going up, Bitcoin's going up. If they're going down, Bitcoin's going down 2x faster, 2 times faster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer it's exposure to risk, but it's not a risk off asset anymore. It just simply isn't.
Is this a product of Wall Street getting into
Yes.
Bitcoin?
It's exactly a product of that. Direct correlation. Because think about it. If Wall Street starts to obtain more and more Bitcoin and they're in TradFi, if something happens in TradFi, what do they have to do? They have to portfolio reallocate. Okay, so they have to rebalance things so it's all in their formula is all together again. So if stocks crash and Bitcoin is holding up, well, guess what? They're going to sell some of the Bitcoin, buy more stocks, or have some cash so they can do whatever. But that's why you're seeing that pairing.
Shout out to 10 sterling power. I'm sorry, 10 pounds sterling. I got dyslexia. Genius Act distorts the market and disrupts DAOs. Thank you for the 2 USD. I didn't even know you could do that on here. This is super dope. This is great news. We're making money. David, have you ever made money on here? You're making money now. You just made $2. I need half of that, David. I want my dollar. I want my dollar, David. Trump hits at weekend talks. Trump said he'll be meeting with the EU on Sunday to work on a deal. Trump's tariffs have been pretty good. I got to be honest with you. It looks like he's been doing a lot of good deals, getting people to come to the table. The United States is paying less tariffs with foreign countries than previously. What are your thoughts on this whole EU situation deal and tariffs in general with Trump? Have you taken a look at this? Do you have any?
Of course.
What grade do you give Trump on his tariff?
I would have gave him A-.
Okay.
Until the big beautiful bill came out and passed.
Oh.
Now everything just it means nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, it means nothing if we're going to add $5 trillion to our debt in 10 years. And we know that estimate is lowballing. We know it's going to be much more than that in 10 years.
Yeah.
But even if they try to justify it by saying the economic benefit of the big beautiful bill is maybe $3 to $4 trillion. So really it's a deficit of like 3 trillion or 2 trillion. Again, those numbers, man, we all know those numbers are going to be much greater than what are estimated today in 10 years.
I had a friend. I went to go to the Tim Pool show, and me and a friend were having dinner, and we made a wager. We basically made a wager and said, will the Trump administration spend more than the Biden administration? I told him unequivocally, absolutely, that will happen. And he's a staunch red white, and he's like, I'll bet you a nice steak, a nice rare steak on that. And I said, I'll take that bet. And he really thought that the Trump administration was not going to spend more than the Biden administration. I'm like, do you not, as a white man, understand your country? Because me, as a black man, I understand the country I live in. And I know one thing about our country. They love to spend taxpayer money. And the debt is going to increase, and he's going to increase spending. So when the big baller bill came out, which is what I call it, the big baller bill, I called him up and I said, hey, did you hear about the big baller bill? And he's like, no, what is that? And I told him about it. And he said, damn. So he lost the bet. He lost the bet.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It's not a shock to me. I fully...
Not a shock, bro. The system has to spend more money than the previous year in order for it to continue to exist.
Takes money to make money.
Real talk.
I want everybody to stay where you are. We've got a fire debate coming up in the last few moments of this wonderful podcast with Crypto Blood. Make sure you follow Crypto Blood on all the channels, X, Instagram, YouTube.
I ain't never on Instagram.
I ain't never on that motherfucker either. But we'll be right back with Landy. Landy wants to challenge some assertions made by Crypto Blood in regards to the stablecoin. And I want to hear this.
Get my cigar for this one.
Hello, friends. You're probably wondering, what is David holding right now? I'm holding Apu Apustaja, the most used meme on the internet. But it's not just a meme coin. It's a community with real friends. Friends who have uncontrollable fun together. Friends who have unconditional love for each other. And friends who rally behind the frog 24/7. Because who would choose to win alone in life when you can win with all your friends?
Easy been a vibe, no rehearsing. Pepe still broke, yeah, that burden ain't worth it. Now I move smooth, money making while I sleep. They watch charts, I watch wealth grow deep. Peas eat a wave, now they all wanna leap. Pepe in the drive-thru, still counting receipts. From the bottom, now I'm sitting on a throne. Told my mama, don't you worry, we been grown. Pepe clocking in, I just let the money grow. I make plays, press a button, then
let's talk stable coins. I'm here and I'm with Crypto Blood and Landy. We want to talk to Landy about these stable coins. He challenged some assertions here made by Crypto Blood. Landy, what were some of your disagreements, sir?
Well, it's not necessarily a disagreement. It's a different perspective on it. But how you doing, Hotep? How you doing, Crypto Blood?
You better clean that up, nigga. You about to get jumped out here. It's two black brothers on this podcast. You better clean that up.
Look, I'm coming to you straight live from the George Bush Center for Intelligence here in Langley, Virginia. And
I gotta give a shout out to what's my guy name, bro? I used to interview all the time. Jim. Oh, what's Jim's last name? He's the Golden Jackass. He told me about the name Langley. I didn't know what Langley was until he said something, man. Jim, I forgot Jim's last name, but the Golden Jackass. Shout out to him. OG guy.
Man, we had to name it after the late great George W. Bush Senior. And George H. Yeah. So when it comes to the stablecoin act that was passed, which is the Genius Bill or the Genius Act in this case, there's one thing I think that a lot of people are missing about this, and that is that what this is doing is this is laying the framework for issuers, right? We already know that, right? The framework for issuance of a stablecoin is that you're going to hold one-to-one backing with U.S. Treasuries. And unlike what a CBDC would do, because we already have guardrails, otherwise known as a central bank currency, that has guardrails all over it. They can shut your accounts down tomorrow if they want. They find something wrong, you're gone. And we're already in that system. You could argue that we've already lived under a digital version of that system that you could argue is already a CBDC. What this Genius Act does, though, is pretty interesting when you think about it, because we have a fractional reserve system, and these issuers, which can be private, they can be public, they can be banks, they can be non-banks, can now issue stable coins. Therefore, they have to obtain treasuries. So you're creating demand for the U.S. treasuries, where normally the Fed is the buyer of last resort. And in this case, that's when we get balance sheet expansion, quantitative easing, and all that great stuff, right? And that requires printing of money or manufacturing of money, utilizing a computer in this case, as they've been slowly siphoning out fiat dollars and physical money for quite some time. And that's been the goal for a long time. But this is collapsing one system into another, because we're going to be collapsing the fractional reserve system into a one-to-one backed system. And if you listen to the Bank of America assessment on this, they had, just said that, all these different banks and all these different issuers are going to have to now compete. You're going to see a flood of them competing with digital dollars in their own brands. And if they have to compete, and what level do they have to compete on? They have to compete with the Tethers of the world, the USDCs of the world, and each other. So JP Morgan just issued their JPMD token. They're offering that to institutions. How are you going to get them to adopt it and use it over Bank of America when they do it? Well, you have to offer some perks. These perks are going to come through staking, which allows them to rehypothecate, because they need to be able to rehypothecate that money, otherwise known as print, right? So because they're one-to-one back now, what they can do is they can collapse all of their treasuries. It's very easy for a bank just to move over the treasuries on the balance sheet and then issue a stable. But now they have to compete again. And the difference between that and a full-blown CBDC, which you could argue it's one system feeding another and like all this stuff anyway, because all the banks are member banks of the Fed, right? But a CBDC is explicitly something that would have to be issued by the Fed. And they already issue the money, right? That is going into that is what is being paid out in yield on U.S. Treasuries anyway. That's not going anywhere. And this is just one way to collapse a failing system into a new system. And then you can offer competitive views before you re-centralize it all. And I think that it is, because they had a lot of rope to hang themselves with here. And this could have went very wrong if they did it just for the central banking system instead of a decentralized manner where all of these banks still fight with each other, even though they're still Fed members. And then they go one-to-one backed. Now you have a more secured dollar. And then if you look at the totality of the plan, if Trump and the Trump administration gets Bitcoin and other assets into the treasury, they can begin linking those to the treasuries and potentially backing the treasuries. And now you're in a one-to-one back system that is also asset backed. We've only got one part though, and that is the Genius Act. And it is something that I'm not afraid of, and I'm actually an advocate for, because we're already living under a guardrailed system that you could argue is a CBDC based system.
Correct.
So, and Crypto Blood was saying all kinds of stuff that I freaking love, man. So I wanted to shout him out. I was like, man, I got to find him and follow him because like, I hadn't heard you. I have not run across you on X yet. And I'm like, man, he's dropping bombs.
This my sensei, Crypto Blood, my sensei. This is the guy I run to for all my crypto stuff, man.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
And like great takes. And like, I don't disagree. Where I disagree is I don't think this is a transfer of wealth. This isn't wealth that anybody was going to obtain anyway. I mean, you can go and buy treasuries if you want. The transfer of wealth is going to be between those at the top. And what they're trying to do is it's a competition at the top because they all want power and control, and they want to bridge the gap through this transition to come out on the other side with more control.
So
Right?
so Langley, you don't see a USDC or any stable coin being very closely related to or emulating a money market account?
No, not really, because there's no like USDC and USDT, you're not getting paid natively. So what native yield being paid to the issuer, one of the main reasons why you don't have it right now with USDT and USDC is because all of that yield is being used to buy more on the back end to over collateralize and to stop from DPEGs. Everyone prior to this that has tried to issue native yield has found a problem. If you're not the minter, so if I don't send in the USD to mint USDT, then and you're paying out, let's say they're paying native yield to everybody, like you would in a money market, right? If you can't just hold that stable unless they've tried this with various failed stable coins where you get the yield from whatever the asset is on the backing asset, right? Just by holding it in your wallet. But the problem is once you transfer that, you were the minter. So you gave up the USD in order to mint that. So yeah, I mean, in theory, you should be. But once it's transferred out, tracking all of the wallets that it transfers to in order to issue that algorithmically across networks just wasn't technically feasible, and they all collapsed. They even tried it with this algo stables as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I think it's possible. They're just lazy. So them being lazy, they're going to keep all the money.
There's that aspect too.
And it's possible. It's definitely when it's digital, it's definitely possible.
Well, let me ask you this: if they didn't take the native yield, then what how do you encourage the rehypothecation wheel? Because you need rehypothecation in any type of a system like that. You need to be able to print, right? So you do that through the staking mechanisms for all of these, or through providing liquidity. That's where all the yield comes from with any of these stablecoin protocols, right?
So I would say there would be a delta in what's issued back to the token holder. So it doesn't have to be 100% of the yield. The issuers can keep a portion of it. What that portion is, I don't know if it's 60-40 or 50-50, whatever the case may be. But I just feel like the consumer, the end user, is missing out. And I hear you. I've heard that narrative about though the issuers would do something for the consumer, like some type of rewards program or something like. Maybe that does come down the pipe. But I hate to see that the Genius Act has completely eliminated the possibility of any type of yield being passed on to the holder.
Well, I mean, the yield mechanisms are in every DeFi ecosystem, right? So if you're holding on the institutional side JPMD, right, and they're stable, you can stake it and you're going to earn yield. But that's because they can rehypothecate, right? That's how you're
on the
earning
institutional side.
Yeah, but you're going to get it on the retail side. Like we have it across just about every protocol. I mean, there's still non-compliant protocols out there. Like you can stake with all of the protocols and earn yield. And that's one of the reasons why in the early days when a lot of stable coins are being developed and kind of theorized, why because if you're paying directly to the wallet, because there's been many that have tried, when you're paying that yield directly to the wallet of just a holder, like an airdrop, basically. One, it wasn't cost efficient because it was Ethereum at the time. This is when it was on proof of work. And then the other reason why is because you're discouraging all of the DeFi aspects for the rehypothecation of that money. So all the staking and all the DeFi yield generation mechanisms in place to keep the money wheel growing, right? To keep the leverage going up, essentially. And because it's based on fiat, you want it to act like fiat. If it's not consistently growing and moving, so the velocity of money slowing down, then it's stagnating and it dies. And we've seen this with a lot of them.
Yeah, you got to keep that money velocity going for sure. I hear you, bro. You make some good points. I just think that Hotep, we got rent seeking 2.0 on our doorsteps, as they're just going to extract more wealth from us by doing absolutely nothing, and the regular people keep running on the hamster wheel.
What I would argue with that is that you're right, and how you're right is that you're going to give them a whole lot of money, right? Because you're going to see, like, all of a sudden yields are going to spike at banks. Like when it goes to retail, you're going to see JP Morgan wants you to come and utilize their stable. So they're going to offer you, just by opening the account, they'll make it UI UX friendly. As long as you're holding it in here, you're going to earn 7% APY on your stable coin on this new fancy thing. And then you're going to get Bank of America is going to do 9% or whatever, right? You're going to get, these are going to go over the top of any kind of yield that the issuer is going to be receiving in the first place, because what are they going to do? They're going to take in billions and billions of dollars, right? You're giving them 100K and they're paying you, 7-8% yield. Meanwhile, they're using that millions of people's $100,000 or more, and then they're rehypothecating that and using that to generate that yield, and they're being the outsized beneficiaries of it. So, that's the way I'd do it. That's the way I'd do it. That's the way Langley Landy would do it. By the way, I'm not arguing for the morality of it in any sense, just so you know.
He's arguing in favor of BlackRock. Landy works at BlackRock and Langley, so we got to keep our eye on. That's why you don't see a video feed from him. We got to keep our eye.
Right. I already knew it when I didn't see that. I knew what time it was.
You can't tell. I'm just a hidden puppet over here with my sunglasses on. There's nothing going on here. Nothing untoward. Look, and I can sell you anything from BlackRock to Fidelity. I could broker you anything if you want. But the fact of the matter is, like, what I do think, and I do look forward to, is there will be a period where there will be bank competition again. And I don't think any of us are old enough to have experienced that before.
Right. No, that's true. I think we're probably all old enough to. We were probably too young to know about it, but the regional banks the regional banks were much bigger,
Yes.
back in just 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Community banks.
Really right before, the crisis. 08 crisis.
08, yeah.
We had a strong regional bank. Rolled them all up.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and now
I agree with you on that.
Now what I think we're going to see is they're going to roll up more. And they'll be able to, because they're going to have enough.
Roll them up in a blunt?
They're going to be smoking on regional banks. Anything left, brother, they're going to be, they're done. Why? Because now all they got to do at Bank of America is roll over half their freaking treasury balance sheet and then cash, issue stable coins, and outcompete any local, regional, or community bank, and then go and buy them. And because those banks are still going to be operating on the fractional system. Meanwhile, we're over here moving to a one-to-one back system. We're getting all the funds in the door. We're generating tons of cash flow, and which is going to be good for U.S. Treasuries. I think this is going to be this is a power play. This is a power play by the United States to export more dollars and gain more control over the rest of the world.
I said that, yeah.
Yeah,
Genius act. It's genius.
My theory was that our bags are going to pump and our sovereignty is going to dump. That was my.
I like that.
That's
which
my
aspect, though.
Which aspect?
Mm-hmm. What is going to get more restrictive?
We're talking about the obliteration of the Fourth Amendment. We've already seen it with the Genius Act on the reporting. We've already seen it with, several in California in particular, they've lowered the threshold from $10,000 to, I think it's $300 to $400. If you look at the fine print on your contract with your banks, they're basically saying, hey, you are consenting to allow us to share your information with the government.
Mhm.
So, the Fourth Amendment is basically non-existent. I mean, it's been in non-existence since the Bank Secrecy Act, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's the obliteration of the Fourth Amendment, the privacy of transactions. Now that we've moved this thing to, this whole stablecoin situation, it seems like a slippery slope as far as our privacy is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, but we're already there. It's already done and over.
We are, but
Right?
it's the next step up.
Yeah, I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't see how we lose anything more than we've already lost. I see it as another step to box in, maybe that
Yes.
I could concede that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't think it's any worse than what we already have, but
Mhm.
it does cut off the exit, I guess, so to speak, right?
I mean, the geofencing abilities, the ability to just cut off your transactions, the limiting of what you can spend, that stuff is highly the ability to control that is has been increased.
I agree. I agree, but that's no different than what we're already facing. We're already staring down the barrel of that. That's, I mean, from a technical means, I've been around crypto long enough that I couldn't off ramp. I've had my bank account shut down.
Yeah.
I was debanked, which is funny because they debanked me personally, but kept my business accounts open, which is hilarious because we were at the time we were doing OTC, so we were working an OTC desk as part of the business. So they kept that
Mm,
over. They had no problem with that. Why? Because they wanted to buy all the damn crypto out from under everybody, right? But
mm.
they debanked me personally, and this is like, I think that by them by them adopting crypto technologies, for as much as they try to control it, the tighter they try to clamp down, the more end arounds that we have available to us through technical means.
I agree with that. If
So
you're technically savvy.
yeah, I think they're taking a poison pill. I really do think they're taking a poison pill.
They are. I agree with you. They really are.
And I hope I'm right. I hope that
No,
you're right.
yeah, you're right. I'm right. We're all right. We all get a trophy tonight. We all get a trophy tonight. No, I think just from a software engineering perspective, and my guy 10 Pound can attest to this. The world of encryption, cryptography, the word crypto, right, is cryptography. That world is a rabbit hole that governments can't, they can go down, they can follow us down there, but uh, we're gonna be able to stay one step ahead of them at every move.
And that's why we need guys
So
like you, because I'm not technical. Well, I'm not a programmer. I'm
yeah,
I'm okay with technology.
Well, we got the cabal right here. I got the people. Landy got the markets. Crypto got the markets and the technical aspect. So if you guys want to join the cabal, join us. You're gonna have to send us $1,000 a piece monthly, and we'll save your life. There it is.
there you go. Sounds like Scientology to me.
That's a pretty cheap rate. You might want to up that rate, brother.
Did I lowball us?
Yeah, you lowball us just a little bit. Maybe 100K a month. Then we can start talking. Let's
There
go.
we go. There we go. That's why you need a white man around. He's always gonna
Gotta
fuck
have a
you
white
over.
man around. He's gonna recalibrate your ass. Pause.
Oh man, I
Ladies-
know. There's somebody whiter than me that you could bring on sometime.
Nobody's whiter than you, Landy. Stop. Relax. Relax. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another wonderful broadcast
Yes,
of
indeed.
the nightly recap. I'm your host, the gracious Hotep Jesus. We were joined tonight by Crypto Blood. Make sure you follow him on all social channels. We got Langley Landy. Make sure you follow him on all channels. And thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back next week with Dave. He'll be taking back over, and I have a secret guest coming on next Friday, so look out for that. Gentlemen, thank you very much for helping me present this presentation tonight.
Salute.
Thanks, Hotep. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hello, friends. You're probably wondering, what is David holding right now? I'm holding Apu Apustaja, the most used meme on the internet. But it's not just a meme coin. It's a community with real friends. Friends who have uncontrollable fun together. Friends who have unconditional love for each other. And friends who rally behind the frog 24/7. Because who would choose to win alone in life when you can win with all your friends?
Easy been a vibe, no rehearsing. Pepe still broke, yeah, that burden ain't worth it. Now I move smooth, money making while I sleep. They watch charts, I watch wealth grow deep. Peasy the wave, now they all wanna leap. Pepe in the drive-thru, still counting receipts. From the bottom, now I'm sitting on a throne. Told my mama, don't you worry, we been grown. Pepe clocking in, I just let the money grow. I make plays, press a button, then